What is up, y'all? We're back with another video, and today we're going to talk some more about Terrifier 3 and them setting up for Terrifier 4. But before we get into it, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So over on Bloody Disgusting, Damien kind of talks about, the way he did Terrifier 3 and how he kind of just took in everything he wanted to do with Terrifier 3. And I want to talk about what he said in this article, basically saying that for this one, I'm kind of laying off the supernatural and going back to the roots of it, being a really gritty old school slasher. But there's still heavy elements from part 2 we're still following. The Shaw siblings' journey and seeing how they're coping with their tragedies from Terrifier 2. The vibe of part 2 is still there, but I think you will see that this is the darkest of the franchise. So I think, what Damien is saying, that you can kind of see it in the trailer when you look at Terrifier 3 with the demons being on a chain and everything, and just seeing Art the Clown in general. Like, it's sometimes when you look at Art the Clown, his eyes, like his pupils, they look real shrunken down, almost like, evil. Like, it's starting to show the evil side of Art the Clown, but I can be tripping. But, pushing forward with Art the Clown and everything in Terrifier 3, I think that the third being the darkest definitely makes sense because you kind of see the build up from Terrifier 1, 2, and 3. And the thing that I love that Damien said is that, they kind of fell back from the supernatural aspect of things and went back to the gritty base, which I think is cool because, the supernatural aspect, I've seen the community sometimes get people confused with the Terrifier franchise, but going back to the rough and gritty side of things with Terrifier, I think definitely is what made Terrifier. This is the guy that made people walk out of theaters and vomit it. So that's just the whole base of Terrifier, I feel like. Now, to get into it a little more, we also hear that, how he feels about Terrifier 4 and everything, which is very exciting. He says, but I do think it's also a franchise that can go on for some time. And there are so many settings and situations that you could put Art the Clown in that will be fantastic. As of now, I would love to do one more film after this, and I think I'd have to hang up the belt for a little bit and then maybe circle back. I love to have a solid conclusion to the franchise, which I think is very smart. This is what I've been telling you guys. I think that after Damien does 4, he should definitely take a break just to kind of starve the fans. And then once we kind of starve a little long, he can bust a U-turn and hit us with Terrifier 5. And it's the big comeback of Art the Clown, you know what I'm saying? He also touched on how he been knew the ending for the Terrifier franchise since Terrifier 2. So he actually knows the ending. He knows what's going to happen. It's already mapped out. I think that's very cool. So I think, with me just seeing everything with Terrifier 3, you can kind of see how it's going to end. It's definitely going to be with Sienna and, Art the Clown. It's a lot of backstory there with her father, the characters that's drew in the comic books. And it definitely has like a religious turn on it because we do see a lot of religious things going through the Terrifier franchise, from the church, and then we see the chapel appear in the Terrifier 3 trailer. So I definitely think that it's going to be something religion and just not too much with Art's backstory, but just the connection. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all about the connection with Art the Clown and, what keeps him going and things like that. But don't touch on the mythology of everything. But I think it's very cool that he's already knowing what the ending is and he's setting up for 4. And he's saying that 4, we will get that conclusion. We will get the concluding ending for Terrifier 4 and that satisfying ending, which I am very much looking forward to because, I'm one of the people that understands the story with Terrifier, where he's trying to tell how it goes back with Sienna's father and, Sienna and just the Shaw siblings. I think that is going to be a great full circle moment to see, this end off. And then David Howard Thornton's touch on how much he loves the clown and playing Art the Clown, saying that I love this character so much that even after a 4th film, I'll still feel like there's so much more I want to do with him as Thor. And I love Art. He's such a fun little rapscallion, and I love finding new nuances to him. I will play him as long as I can, even if I'm 80 years old. And I think, yes, with Art the Clown, he is one of those characters that you can definitely keep doing fun things with just because how he's so just, fun as a character. He's very animated. His personality is just the highlight of the character. And he doesn't say a word. So I think Art the Clown is one of those characters where you can kind of put him in different situations and get different results. And he brings a lot of different fun and unique feeling to the film. So I definitely see a bright future of Art the Clown, but it's seeming that right now we're only getting that Terrifier 4 and then we're gonna get a break. That's what Damien is saying. Also, he touched on Terrifier 4 again, saying that I have the whole story mapped out. I had it mapped out since part 2, honestly, which is huge. Knowing where you're going to end is probably the hardest thing, and I figured out the ending to this a while ago. So like I said, I feel like once I see Terrifier 3 and I can find out what possibly route he's going, but from seeing Terrifier 2, it's definitely going to be something involving, you know, those comics. I think him, you know, just being involved with Sienna and Jonathan showing Sienna the warrior costume the dad left behind, that sword is a big piece of the story. I feel like that's why they brought it up in the trailer, saying it's still buried at the Terrifier. So a lot of those things are going to definitely be highlighted, and you know, just I feel like where Art the Clown came from and just kind of a little bit of his origins. But to end it off, you still don't have to explain too much, just kind of have, you know, the audience having an understanding with the Terrifier franchise. We also got some crazy news today from an article saying that the first Terrifier 3 screening had 9 confirmed walkouts during opening scenes. So sadistic, Hollywood refused to fund it. Wow. And also we see at one of Damien Terrifier 3 premieres, it says, warning, this film contains extreme violence and excessive gore. If you are feeling unwell, please find a member of the staff trained in first aid that are on site. So that right there tells me everything I need to know, because you remember Terrifier 2, we had this type of event go on with people walking out and everything. So this definitely tells me it's going to be a lot of gore. We already know that it's Art the Clown, but man, 9 people walk out? That is insane, guys, during a screening. So it's probably going to get very crazy in that theater. Like I said, we kind of already know about the chainsaw kill that's going to take place in the shower, and then we see Chrissy Fox through the trailer. Overall, like I said, I think this is going to be my favorite Terrifier movie, and just the fact that, you know, he's brought Art the Clown to Christmas is crazy, and seeing the things he does through the trailer. And like I said, Terrifier 4 might potentially just be one of the best horror movies, bro. Like if this set, it's all about this movie right here. So if Terrifier 3 sets up a good concluding ending for Terrifier 4, this franchise might be amazing. You know, we've heard things out there about, you know, a possible reboot or things like that in the future, just bringing it up. It's nothing confirmed, but just talking about it out loud and stuff like that. I think that will be crazy. But like I said, in my world, Art the Clown is up there with Ghostface, Michael, Jason, Freddy. He's already got those iconic moments. Like I said, if you think about it, look, Art the Clown only has 3 movies. These other guys have, you know, 8, all type 7, 9 movies, and he's already has, out of 3 movies, the amount of iconic moments as them. That says a lot, man. He's already just like an icon, bro. Like, he's all in the stores, his merch is selling out. Art the Clown is becoming to be just the one that's carrying horror right now. And like I said, with Terrifier 3, all that's going to do is just set the bar for him. I think once we see Terrifier 3 and get some of these memorable moments from David Howard Thornton, that's Art the Clown, and it really gets kind of, you know, cements itself, we will, you know, start putting Art the Clown up there, man. I definitely would like to give him his flowers, because man, he started from the bottom. Like David Howard Thornton, Damien, Michael Levy, you know, Phil Falcone, Fuzz on the Lens. Those guys started from the bottom, and now they're climbing that ladder, bro. So it's crazy to just see where Art the Clown has went, you know, from then to now. Is crazy. Like I said, in Terrifier 3, from what I seen in the trailer, from the shower, from him with the bag going to the, you know, the frat house, and, you know, him creeping through the trailer in the mall, everything just also looks iconic. So I just feel like with Terrifier 3, guys, we are almost there. We're literally almost there for Terrifier 3, man. I cannot wait. Soon as I see Terrifier 3, I will give you guys a very detailed review. I cannot wait. I haven't talked about a movie this much this year. This is my most anticipated from the moment, you know, 2024 started. Terrifier 3 is my most anticipated horror film. I knew that Damien was going to do a good job, so I cannot wait. Like I said, I heard the final act is insane with Sienna and Art the Clown. I heard that, you know, things get very brutal through this film. I heard that the story is very crazy, and I just, you know, they definitely go there with, you know, Art the Clown for sure. So I cannot wait. Overall, comment down below what you guys think about everything we just talked about with Terrifier 3. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm already ready for Terrifier 4. So comment down below, guys. Unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I want y'all to hit me up on all my social medias that I like scary. And I want you to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. Peace.